Today we're unboxing an iPhone 4S that I purchased on eBay as open box. So here we have the box. The box is definitely in kind of rough shape. It looks like there's some sticker residue here on the front. The photo on the box definitely shows iOS 5. Okay, let's go ahead and get the box opened up. Okay, so it looks like there's maybe some wear on the screen protector here and looks like it's been peeled off. Definitely a few times at least. There's some bubbles in it. Yeah, I mean the sides and everything do look new. And this back protector looks pretty much new. The box also includes the original accessories which appear to be unused. So we have our little charging block here. We also have the 30-pin cable here and the headphones. These headphones were notoriously terrible. So it looks like we have the fingertips quick start guide, which that's definitely showing iOS 5, the product information, and the Apple stickers. Okay, so with the accessories out of the way, I am dying to see if this is actually running iOS 5. So let's see if it has any battery power to start up. Okay, it looks like there is no battery power, so I will grab a 30-pin cable and connect this to charge. And okay, I do get an Apple logo right away. Okay, looks like I'm getting the loading screen. I did hear the charge sound, so... Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's the battery charging screen. Sometimes when these phones have not been used for a really long time, you know, they don't have any charge, but the phones try to start up, and then it ends up in a boot loop. So, thankfully, it looks like this one has decided to just charge normally here, so we will give it some time to do that. So the iPhone is still on its charging screen here. It's important to note that the UI elements like the Apple logo and this charging screen definitely mean that this phone is either on iOS 5 or iOS 6. But more interestingly, while I was taking a minute to clean the sticker residue off of this box, I noticed something really interesting. So I'm covering up some of the sensitive information on the back, but do you see that right there? That definitely says demo, not for resale, which is totally crazy. I never imagined that I would get a demo model. Okay, it looks like we do have the Apple logo here, so this phone may be trying to boot. And there we have it. Oh my goodness. So it looks like this phone is not opening up to the setup screen. We just have the slide to unlock screen here. So I am definitely going to do that because I'm so excited to see if this has any special demo content on it. Okay, so it looks like it opened up to, even though it said slide to unlock, we are opening up to the Wi-Fi network screen. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. Okay, unfortunately it looks like I am running into an activation issue. So that's not fun, but I'm not losing hope yet because I think there are some tricks to get through. So I've plugged my iPhone here into my iMac and we are hopefully going to get this activated. Okay, so good news. I did not film what was the activation process because it all happened so fast and I saw the phone's home screen and I quickly disconnected it from the computer. So let's go ahead and slide to unlock now. And yes, we are met with the iOS 5 home screen. That is amazing. Okay, you guys are witnessing my live reaction to everything. I did not realize that there would be so many apps included. Now, I have researched a bit about demo iPhones before, and sometimes these apps don't work. So let's go ahead and see if iMovie opens. And okay, looks like I am getting this error. So let's take a look through settings of this phone. I'm very curious to see the general and about page. And okay, wow, this is super interesting. So it looks like the name of this phone is English-US iPhone. And there are 215 songs, 8 videos, 559 photos, and 28 applications. And the software version is 5.0. I'm turning on assistive touch here because this phone does have the screen protector over the front, so it's kind of difficult to press the home button. I'm also going to turn on battery percentage here. So it looks like we are at 7%, and unfortunately I do see a bad sign that it is showing basically an outlet plug in the the battery icon in the top right, which means it's fully charged. So unfortunately, it looks like this device might not be holding a charge. Okay, so it's a little bit later now, and I have some good news about the demo iPhone 4S. I was able to get the battery to hold a charge. What I did was just leave the charger connected and turn the device off and left it for a few hours. I also have some updates about the demo software aspect. So earlier in the video, I was not able to get these applications open. However, I went ahead and did a post on Reddit, and someone suggested that I change the date and time of the device to a little bit closer to when the device was released, and it totally worked. So now all of these applications will open. So we have Apple's built-in apps here, like iMovie, Keynote, Pages, and Numbers. Those all work, and they are preloaded with demo content. This folder here has some more games. When a lot of these apps launch, they say something about like this app is specifically designed for demonstration purposes. So I'll show you that with Temple Run here. And you'll see that message there. But another quirk relating to the apps on this device is that you actually cannot move around the home screen. So no matter how long I hold down on the applications, they do not go into that wiggle mode where you can move them around. Another quirk of the demo software is that the reset panel in settings is just completely gone. The device also includes a ton of music. So we have, I think 215 songs here. And I can show you that with cover flow here. So we'll go into the videos app here and take a look. It looks like there's a few movie trailers, a couple episodes of TV shows, several music videos, and a podcast. There's also a lot of photos on here. So I won't go through all of them, but it's basically just like portraits and things like that. I don't believe that these, like they're kind of trying to say these were taken with the iPhone 4S, because clearly they are of higher quality than this phone could take at the time. I'm pretty sure these were just kind of showing off the display. They also have calendar events preloaded in here. They have some notes as well. They even have sample text messages in here, although the dates on these are really strange, 2008 and 2009. Also, I noticed that the messages are not iMessages, which is strange because iMessage was like the new huge feature for iOS 5. There's also a ton of contacts and sample phone calls in here. There's even reminders in here, which the Reminders app was new for iOS 5. But that should give you a gist of the demo content on this phone that I was totally not expecting to have. One thing I cannot figure out though is the demo video. I've tried several things to kind of get that video going. Like I looked for an app because one video I watched showed a specific like screensaver or demo video app being in the utilities folder. Another thing I tried was just leaving the device on the home screen for a long period of time, because I was thinking maybe the logic was if nobody touches the device for a while, it would go ahead and play that demo video. Another thing I heard was that the demo video would play on restarts, and I have not been able to get that to work either. We'll go over some quick facts about the iPhone 4S as well. So of course this phone was the successor to the iPhone 4, and some of the main improvements were a new dual-core A5 processor, a new 8 megapixel rear camera, and there was a redesigned antenna system allowing this phone to be a world phone. So there was only one model, whereas the iPhone 4 had a GSM model and a CDMA network model. The main new feature for this phone, though, was Siri, Apple's voice assistant, and unfortunately I cannot demonstrate that today just because I do not want to connect this demo iPhone to the internet. But if you're watching this video, then you're probably pretty familiar with what Siri was. So it's really neat to have the first iPhone ever that featured Siri here. So iOS 5 was the first version that would allow you to set up the device without a computer. When you would turn the device on, it would just go through a setup screen on device, while iOS 4 required you to plug your device into iTunes. It was also the first version to allow on-device software updates. iOS 5 also introduced Notification Center that we still use today. This was huge because with iOS 4, if you would have a lot of notifications stack up, there was no good way to get back to all of those notifications and make sure each one was seen to. iOS 5 also introduced a camera shortcut on the lock screen. So I'm going to use assistive touch here, but double tapping the home button on the lock screen would give you a camera shortcut right here. This was actually changed in iOS 5.1, however. The camera shortcut then stayed on that version, and you no longer had to double click your home button to access it. Also, iOS 5 ushered in iCloud. You can see here by this icon on the box, Apple was very proud of iCloud. And iCloud really was super revolutionary. It allowed all of your content to be synced across every device you have. So yes, that about wraps up my look at this demo model iPhone 4S. This has definitely exceeded my expectations. I figured I would be lucky to receive A, working battery, and B, a unit on iOS 5, but little did I know I would receive a unit on iOS 5.0 and a demo model. If anyone knows how to get that demo video to play, definitely leave me a comment below. That would help me out a lot. I would also love to take the front and back screen protector off because these are super gross and they prevent me from being able to use the home button. But I don't know, it kind of feels like a crime to do that here on a demo model. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.